them hard. Ain't no time for permission. From the weight room to the plate, we spit motivation. Yeah, we yell at the but it's pure dedication. Got the podcast booming, the whole team listen. Big dudes, big hearts, and the scholarship glistening. Big dudes, big hearts, and the scholarship glistening.
Hey everybody, I'm Rob.
Hey, and I'm Chad, and we're the Bucket Dads.
We're coming at you today with a bit of a different focus from travel ball. We have the D1 season starting right around the corner, so we decided we're going to hit up on the top 5 teams, Oregon Ducks included.
That's right.
For you locals, and we're gonna talk about how they've improved and some of the different players they picked up in the transfer portal, along with some of the recruits that they're getting from the 2025 recruiting class. And I gotta tell you, these 5 teams being Texas, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Tennessee, and Oregon. They're pretty stacked.
Right. And the cool thing is you said including Oregon, they just happen to be ranked number 5 right now.
Yep.
And they are absolutely not a West Coast team anymore. They're not just, the leader of the West. They're national contenders. And what's crazy about the Ducks, we'll get into it, but without any further ado, dude, let's dive right into it, man.
Yeah.
It's right around the corner. Today is January 28th. Holy cow. January 28th, 2026.
Yep.
Right around the corner.
Now, before we get into it, do not forget, if you support us, if you love us,
Come on now.
Gotta like, subscribe, and follow.
It's really easy.
Please.
It's really easy. It doesn't cost you anything. Someone asked me the other day when I was talking to him on Facebook, I said, hey, brother, jump on over to our YouTube channel and hit subscribe. And he said, how much does it cost? It almost broke my heart.
I know, right?
I said, hey, first of all, I'm going to tell you right now, it costs nothing to be a Bucket Dad.
Nothing to subscribe on YouTube.
It absolutely costs nothing.
Nothing to follow on TikTok.
Doesn't cost you
nothing
a dollar.
to follow on Instagram. And guess what? The handle is all the same. It's just at Bucket Dads.
Yes.
At Bucket Dads on YouTube, at Bucket Dads on TikTok, and at Bucket Dads on Instagram. All one word, all lowercase, with the at symbol in front of it. So, and for those of you that have already liked, commented, and subscribed and shared,
we super
thank
appreciate
you.
Yay.
Thank you. Let's go.
Let's go. We appreciate you guys.
You guys are absolute freaking money. Let's go.
I think if I'm gonna check just give you guys a little update here. I think we're at nearly 300 views on our last video. Let's see.
We didn't really push it. We didn't push it to any of the major big groups or anything like that. So like that's just all people loving us and people liking us, or people hating us and not telling us. But it's all right.
283 views, guys.
Let's go.
We're almost famous.
Let's go.
I told my wife and kid, don't act weird if we're in the grocery store and people come up to me and be like, hey, it's that Bucket Dad.
Big Dad Chad. What's going on?
It's
the Rob
Where's
Father.
the Rob Father? You guys are those Bucket Dad guys.
Right.
All right, whatever.
But hey, we really appreciate you guys. We're going to get back on track. First thing, first team we're talking about is
Texas
Longhorns, and we got a couple of different standout players. Chad's going to cover one of them, the catcher, because he's a catcher's dad, and I'm going to cover the pitcher because obviously I'm a pitcher's dad. But we're also going to talk briefly about their coach, because their coach is, he's a badass. And he's a former Oregon Ducks coach, and his name is
Mike White, man. Mike White. Right. He holds the record at Texas at the end of the 2025 with 316 wins, 93 losses. He has 2 ties. And between his record at Oregon and Texas, he's got 751 wins under his belt.
Wow.
So the guy really knows how to recruit. He's got many appearances in the Women's Championship World Series, 2024 Big 12 regular season titles, 2024 Big 12 Coach of the Year. And that's just the start. Texas.
And I'm pretty sure he says, "G'day, mate."
G'day, mate.
I think he's either Australian or New Zealand. So it just goes to show you, man, softball is global, man. It's, pretty much one of the number one, if not the number one coach in the country isn't even from the United States. That's pretty badass. It's interesting. So we're going off into the different players. I will first cover the pitcher, who is the standout ace over at the Texas Longhorns, and I believe it's Austin, is a woman by the name of Teagan Kavan, Kavan. And some of you may recognize the name because she just won the World Series this last season for the Longhorns. She's an ace pitcher. She had a 2.16 ERA throughout the season, but get this, Chad, 0 ERA in the College World Series.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, so she pitched 31.2 innings in the College World Series throughout all the different games. 0 earned runs.
That is insane.
Yeah, big girl, 6 foot. So, and one of the things that I'll tell you right now a little bit about Teagan Kavan is, some people in some of the interweb forums and stuff like that, and like user groups she's under a little bit of fire because her delivery and I used to be like one of the ones that were like, that's illegal, but we'll just get into that in a second. Her pitching delivery is borderline illegal. I mean, technically it's illegal, but they're not calling this stuff anymore. But one of the things that she does, if you watch her, is every so often she'll take her lead foot off the pitcher's plate.
I see that.
Raise it up and then replant it before she actually starts the leap.
Right.
Then here's the second half. Then after she does the leap, then she replants her back leg before she lands with a little bit of it's like a little bit of cleat and a little bit of side toe, and you can see the divot where she put. It's not a drag. It's a replant, and then she stabilizes and pitches, and so technically.
Definitely pushes the limit, bro.
Two things you're not supposed to do, but they don't call them on it. And so I won't say who told me this or which college this is, but I have a very reputable source that was working with a D1 pitcher in the area. And the D1 pitcher told her that at their school, they no longer are telling them to drag their foot, and they are literally coaching them on replanting, and they're just calling it leaping.
I mean, it pretty much looks like leaping.
Yeah, except they're crow hopping.
Right.
But the thing is that they won't use the word crow hop, and they won't use the word replant because it's a trigger word, and they don't want to get called on it or have anybody question it. So this call it leaping, but they're teaching every one of their pitchers how to crow hop, every single one of them.
Well, let's see some of that footage that you showed me earlier. Maybe you could throw that up on the screen there.
Oh, absolutely. So this right here is what you're supposed to do. As you can see, Nigeria Kennedy is leaping, they're toe dragging. It's not a replant, and this right here, as far as the rock back part, this is what it's supposed to look like right here. And then right here is what it's not supposed to look like.
Well, or is it? I mean, or is it? It seems to be working pretty good for him.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the way it's been going on in men's fast pitch softball for a while, where they basically look like they karate kick through the air with their toe pointed down at the ground.
Right.
And, it's almost like there's a delay hand separation after the Superman or Superwoman, but hey, it's happening. There was a point in time where, pitchers weren't even allowed to leap. They literally had to just,
that's pretty much what
off,
we teach our girls, right?
No. Our girls are being taught to leap. They're just not being taught to
that high off the ground,
replant. Not that high, because what happens is the higher you get, the more chance you have of crow hopping. The more you launch out, then you have more of a chance of a toe drag. But the problem is that the more that you toe drag, the more that it slows down your back hip from snapping through.
Right.
So it actually causes you to lose power. So it's kind of like there's a happy medium, but there's a reason why these D1 coaches are teaching their young ladies to crow hop when calling it leaping.
Right.
It's because they know that it causes the whipping effect at the hip with the internal rotation to be greater, and the ball just shoots out of the hand. Case in point, they got some Japanese pitchers out there that are like 5'2", 5'3", and throwing in the mid-60s.
Yeah.
Okay. And they are 100% crow hopping, 100% replanting. That ball just shoots out of their hip. Yeah. So anyways, so that's Teagan Kavan. She's a badass, and I actually really do like the fact that when she leaps and lands, that she doesn't really get too sideways like a lot of other players. They get really, really sideways. Even like, for example, Sam Landry, she gets really sideways. So when she's actually in the air, her hips will turn. So they're not only parallel, they're a little bit past parallel, closed in to the power line.
Yeah.
Teagan Kavan, I don't even know if she even gets parallel. Her hips stay pretty open when she lands. She's pretty much, her chest is facing the pitcher, or it's facing the catcher. It's very similar to, I think it's, I think I want to say it's fast pitch power. One of the coaches teaches basically, I think they call it forearm fire. And she kind of keeps her chest kind of at most at a 45 facing towards the catcher. But yeah, Teagan Kavan, very effective. I mean, it's hard to argue with a 2.16 ERA and no earned runs in the College World Series. But moving on, we're going to go to the catcher, and Chad's going to take it away. Go ahead.
With a badass pitcher, you need a badass catcher.
And
Reese Atwood is by far my daughter's a catcher. Everybody knows that. My daughter's boom.
Yep.
She's a catcher. So my daughter's going to look up to her for sure. She's a star catcher. And obviously what she's bringing to the table, she's 2025 winner, right? They won the NCAA championship, right? Right out the gate. 2024 player of the year. She is awesome. She is the 2025 Johnny Bench Award winner with 23 home runs and 90 RBIs. 2025 Diamond Sports NFCA Center of the Year.
Yeah.
Boasting a .988 fielding percentage.
Yeah, I really honestly don't understand how there is a .002 difference. Like what'd she do? Like scratch her face and bobble a ball or something? Like that's about as perfect as you can get.
Yeah.
So yeah, Reese Atwood, I'm a huge fan of hers. I've been a fan of hers for a while. Some of the students that I've had in with some of the hitting that I've helped out with private instruction, I use Reese Atwood all the time as an example, especially for those girls with longer legs. Because Reese Atwood is not a prototypical looking catcher. She looks more like a first baseman or like an outfielder. She's really long legs, so she has a really wide stride. But her mechanics, man, and her stance is it's money. She is money. It doesn't even matter if she's getting jammed. It doesn't matter what. She has a very amazing stance and swing, and she's awesome, man. I'm a big fan of Reese Atwood's.
Absolutely. So they're going to start off the season right out the gate. They're coming hard. They're going to be.
They're coming so hard, Chad.
They're defending hard. They're holding on to that crown, and so expect them to play hard all season. They're not letting that go. Next up, because who they defending against? Who wants that? Everybody wants it.
I think next up they're going up against Texas Tech.
Texas Tech, babe.
Texas Tech, and I think you got more information on Texas Tech. I mean, I know a little bit about Texas Tech, but why don't you tell me what you know about them?
Nigel Kennedy, she is a right-handed pitcher, utility player. She's considered to be one of the hardest throwers in the game.
Yeah, for a while there, she had the fastest throw on record, the fastest velocity. Before another pitcher that we'll mention here in a second just broke it, but
nastiest rise ball for sure, man. Dual threat. She's also a power hitter like you wouldn't believe, which is kind of rare, man, because she can not only can she pitch like a freaking animal, but she hits dingers and she hits them. She hits them. She's a menace to the outfield. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
She's leading the team in home runs last year for 11 total home runs. And literally, man, if she can't beat you with her arm, she's going to beat you with her bat. Yeah,
I've seen some videos of her doing some batting practice and stuff. I mean, I watched her in games too, but man, she absolutely crushes.
She's a clutch player too, man. She comes in and she's like Damian Lillard. She's a clutch player, man. And I love it. She's going to be very exciting to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. Who else do they got? Who's tell me about the coach of that team?
Jerry Glasgow.
Yeah, now Jerry Glasgow, kind of interesting. I know we mentioned this, but basically, Jerry Glasgow used to be the coach of the Louisiana Raging Cajuns back when Sam Landry was over there.
The Raging Cajuns.
And he transferred on over to Texas Tech, and then Sam Landry transferred over to Oklahoma, and then they ended up going against each other in the semifinals of the College World Series, and Texas Tech beat Oklahoma.
Could you imagine moving to making a big move like that and then leading that team to a championship?
Yeah, that's
like pretty much you hear a lot right there. I mean, that's like the ultimate.
Well, there's one thing we forgot to mention about Nigel Kennedy.
Yeah,
she's the $1 million arm. Right, she's getting $1 million per year in NIL, like money. So she's freaking filthy rich for a softball player right now. She's got like $2 million at least. Yeah. So Jerry Glasgow, it is pretty impressive that he comes on over there, and then even it helps they have the $1 million arm. You know what I mean? You have a pitcher that can just blow people off the plate. It's pretty awesome. But at the same time, you got to have a team to win softball games.
That's right.
Because you can pitch all day. If you don't score runs, you don't win a game.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, we just talked about Nigel Kennedy. Let's talk about Maya Davis, outfielder. She is she's the human reel. If Kennedy is the power, Davis is the electricity and the speed, man. She's I would consider her to be like the Holly on our team, dude. She's fast, she's quick. She's nothing gets by her, man. You're gonna like this, Rob. She's a slap hitter. She specializes. She specializes in trying to make the infielders make a mistake to advance the runner. She's a very technical player. Very technical player. And the reason why that's important to Rob is because Ziva's a slap hitter. Most of the time. Actually, Ziva's a whatever she wants to be hitter. She's a slap hitter. She's a right-handed hitter. She's a left hander. She's a power hitter.
She's just
she does whatever
freaking
she
enigma,
wants.
man. She's gonna drive teams crazy. Hopefully, her skills get utilized and she's able to, make her decision, make her reads. Bro. And put the ball where she wants to put it, because she can. I mean, you've seen her do it. She can literally put the ball wherever she wants to put it on the field.
Well, it's not just, and she's fast AF, boy.
Yeah.
She's fast, dude. Yeah. She led her team with 90 she led her team with most stolen bases.
I was talking about Ziva, but yes.
Oh, my bad.
No, you keep on going. We don't need to edit this out. She is fast AF.
AF, boy.
Yeah, dude. If you're an outfielder playing D1, especially ranked in the top 10, yeah, you're a fast girl. Sorry, fast lady.
Fast lady.
Fast woman.
Yeah. Stolen bases and set the record at her school with 93 hits in 2025. That's crazy, man.
That's awesome.
Well, Taylor Panel, she's an infielder, pure powerhouse hitter, man. She has a .747 slugging percentage last year. Another menace, man. So what I'm seeing here is just every time she hits the ball, she's making extra bases, man. She's making so much contact, advancing every time is what's going on here.
Texas Tech is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. They, because they've done so well and they've made it to the big show, even though they lost. They definitely have a lot of people wanting to come play for them. They see what Jerry Glasgow's done over there, and it's a good environment. Next in line, we have Oklahoma Sooners.
Let's hear it.
Boomer Sooner. Unless you've been living under a rock for like the last, I don't know, 5-6 years, you know that Oklahoma is pretty much the force to be reckoned with in college softball. They're like the way Arizona used to be back in the early 2000s.
Oklahoma is basically the mecca of softball, right? I mean, that's to be. I guess that's the big rivalry between them and Texas, isn't it? I think they pretty much hold it. They pretty much hold it. I think I would say that I don't know. I feel like Oklahoma is the home of softball for some reason.
Well, for college softball, because, I'm pretty sure they have the College World Series is in Oklahoma City, right? I'm pretty sure it is. But also you have the Sooners, and they had a four-peat. They had 4 seasons.
That's right.
Of back-to-back championships. 4 seasons in a row where they won the College World Series. And that's because of Patty Gasso. And Patty Gasso is their coach, and she knows what she's doing. And she really does know what she's doing. And from what I understand, not only does she get really, really high elite players,
right,
but she chooses for chemistry. She is big on choosing for chemistry, because, like, for example, let's say you're a slapper and you can put the ball anywhere and you're fast, and maybe you're 0.1 second slower than the leading slapper in the nation, but you have basically you're just that dog that's constantly cheering everybody on, never gets knocked down, gets back up, never thinks twice about it. Oh, you're definitely going to be on Patty Gasso's team before 5 to 10 other slappers who might be faster than you.
And she's really using that transfer portal, bro.
Oh yeah.
She's a recruiting genius, and she's using that the transfer portal is something to be talking about regardless. I think all the teams are using this to their advantage.
And NIL.
That's
the combination of those two. It's like, oh, wait, you can come play for me this year without having to sit out a year, and we're going to pay you a bunch of money without having to try to backdoor it through some boosters or something like that,
Yeah.
That changes everything, People are going to where the money is. And so you got a lot of colleges and stuff like that didn't used to be necessarily all that relevant, but now they got
Sydney
serious money coming in.
Sydney Berzon, she's a pitcher from LSU. She's the number 1 overall player in the transfer portal.
Yeah. She's and they got her over Oklahoma, and it's some people actually consider this Oklahoma squad deeper than the squad from last year.
Yeah.
So you got a few different players. You have, like you said, Sydney Berzon, from LSU. You have Kirsten Deal and Audrey Lowry. You have a serious rotation. You have some pretty good pitchers there to go along with the ace Sydney Berzon. Right. But then
is it Molly? I don't want to butcher her name, man. It's the other pitchers they got. Molly Giertino? She's a late portal addition who adds a little bit of depth and some pitching staff to the Gasco calls.
We'll see. We'll see if they use her. I have a feeling it's just going to be mostly Sydney,
Kirsten,
and maybe a little Audrey. Audrey in there too. But one of the things that I know is that we need to pay attention to with Oklahoma is they got this freshman named Kendall Wells. So she's it looks like she's about to be like the new Reese Atwood.
That's right.
She's the number one catcher for all the recruits for 2025 recruits. Number one catcher in the nation. Number 5 player overall. And girl's a badass hitter, man. And like the last, like I don't know if it was the last, but during the fall season, this last fall season, whatever, 5 home runs in 5 games.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's crazy?
One home run in 5 straight games. Badass hitter. And one other thing about her is that
it's going to be one of the dopest rivalries. One of the dopest things to look forward to is between Oklahoma and Texas.
You know, it's Oklahoma. They're stacked. They're always going to be stacked. So, and then they got some big games, man. They got LSU March 27th through the 29th. So that means that their star pitcher gets to go up against her old team.
Right.
That should be interesting.
That's going to be super awesome.
Right. And then you got the Red River Showdown in Austin against Texas.
Red River rivalry. That's right.
And that's April 10th through the 12th. So, you know, Oklahoma, always fun to watch. And I got to tell you, they're probably a little pissed off about losing, don't you think?
I would imagine
4 back-to-back, championships. I think that Oklahoma is going to be a serious force this year. They're going to be playing with the chip on their shoulder for sure.
Oh man, they want it back big time, and they want it back big time. And you know what? I wouldn't. Texas Tech is that's kind of where I'm looking at is Texas Tech. Honestly, they are number 1 contender out there. I kind of go for the I don't know if it's the underdog, but that's who I'm kind of rooting for anyways.
Yeah.
Besides the Oregon Ducks, I think I want the Oregon Ducks to go. Let's talk a little bit about the Ducks, dude.
Well, you know what? We will get to the Ducks. I know I really want to talk about them too because I'm a Ducks fan. But before we do that, since we're going to go in order, we're going to talk about the Tennessee Volunteers because Tennessee's number 4, and that's who I actually think is going to show up and like surprise a lot of people. I think Tennessee is going to be extremely dominant this year. Not only do they have Carlin Pickens, who we'll talk about here in a little bit, but they grabbed this hitting coach named Craig Snyder a couple years ago, and I guess from what I understand, year 2 is typically when Craig Snyder's teams like start to explode and blow up, and we're on year 2. So the Snyder effect is about to go into full throttle. And plus they also did a really great job recruiting. They were number 6 in the nation for recruiting for the 2025 class. And they also got some killer transfers, 2 notable ones from Boise State, as a matter of fact. Both of these girls were from Boise State. We got Sophia Knight and Mackenzie Butt. Sophia Knight is an outfielder. Last year she had a 445 batting average with 45 stolen bases, leadoff hitter, and a badass center fielder. So she's probably going to be the center field anchor for the Vols. And then Mackenzie Butt is an infielder, 22 home runs.
Wow.
77 RBIs as a freshman.
Same.
Yeah. And so she's probably going to be anchoring the lineup, probably in the 3rd or 4th spot on the lineup. But let's get back to what we were talking about earlier. Let's not forget, what were we going to say?
Well, I was going to say that actually Oregon and Tennessee play February 7th.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game.
That's going to be a good game.
But,
absolutely.
But as I was going to say, last but not least, when it comes to Tennessee is Carlin Pickens. Carlin Pickens, the 6'1" sensation pitcher. Oh my God. Unless you've been living under a rock for like the last couple of years, Carlin Pickens has been like steadily getting faster and faster and faster. And she actually just set the record that was previously held by Najee Kennedy, and I think who was that other pitcher from back in the day? I forgot. It's not Lisa Fernandez. Monica Abbott, I believe. I think it was Monica Abbott.
She definitely is the ace, man. She's a 2-time first-team All-American. Just named that in 2026, actually. Pro season All-American.
Yeah, dude. So that record, you know how fast it was? 79.4 miles an hour. Girls are almost breaking. Sorry, women are almost breaking the 80-mile-an-hour threshold.
Good catch.
Yeah, hey man, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's kind of tough when you like talk about travel ball with these girls, and then talk about like high school girls, and they're like turning 18, and now you're talking about college girls, and like everybody says college girls. They don't say college women. They don't say college ladies. They say college girls. But you know,
I mean, let's be real, man. Let's be real. Let me put the notepad down for a second and just kind of wind it back. This is kind of new territory for me, anyways. Getting into college softball. You know, I've been pretty much just following my child's softball career. Right. Just taking off. And it's been, you know, it's been a lot to take in right there. Right. So we're always referring, I refer to your girl. They're all the girls, or our girls. What are our girls doing? Our girls. So when we start talking about, you know, Division I college players, or even AUSL professional softball players, and then might be referring to them as girls. I don't mean any disrespect by that if you're watching the show. We understand that you're full grown.
We will, you know, like, we get it. We, you know, and just it is what it is. You know, it's just like them boys. Yeah, talking about the Cowboys. That's right. You know, I mean, that's not really.
We're bucket dads,
but hey, we're bucket dads. We're not. We're
always going to be.
Yeah, sometimes we're a little off. You know, it is what it is. You know, we're not ESPN pro broadcasters here. We're a couple dudes that do our best, and sometimes our best may not be good enough for you. And if it's not good enough for you, then find somebody else. But for those of you that like it,
stick around.
Yep, like, subscribe, comment, share,
help us out.
Yeah, help us out. So going back to Carlin Pickens, man, 25-11 last year for a record.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing.
She's good. 1.17 ERA, 306 strikeouts, over 226 innings. That girl is a beast.
Can Oregon's speed handle her velocity, though?
Yeah, well,
man, we'll see.
We'll see. You know, now I will say this one thing about Carlin Pickens, because I've watched her.
I mean, she's probably one of the best pitchers in.
Yeah, but see, this is the problem. Like, she's getting it because, I mean, obviously she's got speed. She blows people off the plate. But I watched several different games last year, and if I remember correctly, now I could be wrong. Don't eviscerate me in the comments if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that when she starts to fall off the rails, she falls off really hard. Like as soon as she starts to like get a little shaky, she goes down real fast. And
that must be a common trend. I think that's a common. I think
it is too, because mental fortitude is really hard.
It is, man, and I think that they start that at a young age, because I see that in our girls, and I'll go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
I do see it. Once they kind of start to, it gets in their head, and once they fall, it's really like, that's why coaches are quick to make that change real quick, pull them out, because they just know that it's a mental mindset that's really hard to
some are better than others. Like my daughter's like, you know, she's known as as Ice. We got Tavia, who's fire, and Ziva's Ice. And the reason why I call her Ice is because she has like nerves of steel, and she doesn't really get too wrapped up into it. But everybody has bad days, including Ziva. Sometimes Ziva just cannot get back on the rails. But guess what? She'll be one of the first to tell you, hey, I'm off. Yeah, you probably should pull me. Yeah, and it's not because she doesn't want to play or not want to try to battle back. She's already tried to play and battle back, and she can't get herself back on for one reason, which is extremely rare for her. Extremely rare, but it has happened a couple times. Yeah, and it's that whole mental mindset and that whole mental aspect of the game. There's that whole part of it. Yeah. So, anyways, so Tennessee Vols. One last thing I want to say about them is, dude, they have a tough freaking schedule, man. Yeah. They have a tough freaking schedule. Listen to this. Okay. Their schedule. Now they only play I don't know, 40 some odd games or something like that in the season, right? 29 of those games are against teams that made it to the NCAA tournament last season. That's a lot of big badass teams to play against. So this is like some of the highlight games that they're going to be playing. Got their season opener February 5th versus BYU, and then February 12th through the 15th they're at the Clearwater Invitational versus UCLA, Florida State, and Nebraska. Jordy Ball's coming for it this year. Jordy Ball is coming for it this year, dude. So watch out for Nebraska, and UCLA is always
Where does
phenomenal.
Nebraska rank right now?
Oh, I don't know. I want to say they're in the top 20. Probably like 12, 13?
9.
9. Yeah. See, Nebraska's no joke. And for those of you who don't know about Jordy Ball, she's one of the best pitchers on the face of the earth. Right. She used to be at Oklahoma. Well, she was at Nebraska, then she went to Oklahoma. Now she's back in Nebraska. But not only is she a phenomenal pitcher, but she's also one hell of a hitter. she freaking launches bombs, and she's one of those batters that like raises their knee and like almost lunges into it and just hits bombs. Very reliable. Okay, so
that's going back to that whole. It's very rare to have a pitcher that
that can
hit bombs like that.
Yeah, a lot of times, most of the time they're pitchers only, not hitters. So anyways, back we got March 6th to the 8th, the SEC opener versus LSU. All right. And then we have the senior weekend, April 24th through the 26th versus Alabama. And the regular season finale is May 23rd to the 2nd versus Missouri. So they got some tough freaking games, and well, it'll be interesting to see how they do. Hopefully, Carlin Pickens, holds it together just a little. I mean, she did a really good job last year, but she needs to just tighten up just a little bit by like be able to get back on the rails when she starts to fall off. If she does that, there's not very many teams that are gonna be able to touch that team, man. Because when she's on, she's pretty much unhittable, So, but moving on to the Oregon Ducks. Go Ducks!
Let's go Ducks! Go Ducks! This is the 60th. This year will be the Oregon Ducks' 60th birthday. Did you know that? 60 years Oregon Ducks have been playing softball.
I did not know that.
Number 5, ranked number 5.
Number 5, Big Ten champs.
Big Ten champs, defending their crown.
That's right. And Melissa Lombardi. Shout out Melissa Lombardi. I actually think I was at a barbecue with your mom a while back. I'm going to try to get you on the show.
That's right.
Oregon Ducks. They have turned that program around. Mike White did a great job. Melissa Lombardi has taken it all up to a whole new level.
She has definitely changed quite a bit of the aspect. They've typically been known as a small ball club, and a couple of changes to the roster, and they are also hitting dingers. It's like the NBA. Everyone's a 3-point shooter in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
But he's hitting freaking dingers, man.
Yeah, right. You're seeing like 130-point games that you never used to see back in the 90s.
I don't care what they say, man. Steroid baseball was the best baseball.
It absolutely was,
dude. I remember.
I'm not advocating for steroids, but I am saying.
I'm just saying.
If you watched that home run derby with Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa.
Oh my gosh!
Back in the day,
I remember watching Barry Bonds launching dingers out of that park. People were in boats,
fighting in the water with nets,
trying to catch a steroid baseball.
Oh
bro.
Man. Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you know what? I just realized that this is just a quick segue.
Yeah.
So Roger Clemens,
okay.
pitcher, he was like, got in trouble for steroids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I thought he was for sure juiced up. Well, I found out that actually the court case, I believe, got dismissed because they didn't have information on him to prove that he was juicing. But guess what? He just missed the final round of voting for the Hall of Fame, and they kept him out of the Hall, even though he was never convicted of using steroids. Isn't that kind of a shame?
Crap, dude. It is crap.
You get vindicated. You find out that the person that was the witness didn't really know it was a 50-50 thing, and they have no freaking proof of it. The guy gave him a syringe that supposedly has DNA on it, and it never had it on it, and stuff like that. And then he gets held out of the freaking Hall of Fame, dude. Anyways, back to softball.
Yeah.
Luckily, these girls aren't taking steroids. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine if Reese Atwood was taking steroids?
Oh my God, dude. That would be insane. That would be wild.
Jacking it out of the park.
Out of the park.
Yeah, dude. Can you imagine the NIL contracts for the girls on steroids?
Yeah. Oh my God!
Come here. We were going to give Nigeria Kennedy $1 million. We'll give you 5. Just keep on juicing.
Steroid softball was the best softball.
A whole new era.
Oh, we haven't even got to that era yet. It's coming.
Oh man,
it's coming.
Yep.
All right, back to it.
Moving it back a little bit. They have a returning veteran in Riley McCoy. Now, some of you might remember that name. Some of you may not. But you guys remember hearing about that Oregon Ducks lady that was playing first base and didn't wear a mask and got her face shattered by her freaking line drive.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, girls, if your parents are letting you watch this podcast, wear your freaking masks.
Yeah.
Okay? There's especially at the corners and at pitchers, wear your masks.
Especially at the young, I see it all the time. I'm sorry, our girls are 11, 12 years old, and they think they're better than they really are, and they don't wear their mask.
I know.
And I'm not going to pick out any names. I'm not. But I do love these kids. and I don't want to see any of them. I don't even want to catch. I won't even catch for I won't catch for your daughter, bro. Not unless I have legs and a face and a mask.
I have to have at least legs and a mask.
There's no way.
You know, I've actually been shopping because I haven't caught for her for a while because I've decided that because now my daughter's like really got her fastball turned into a drop ball.
Yeah.
All it takes is one bad hop and my face is shattered.
Well,
and
none of that. When you're so young, man, break a tooth. It costs a lot of money. You know, and especially when you're a girl, when you're a little girl, you don't want to be walking around with a broken ass tooth on your face.
Oh, do you play softball or hockey?
Play softball. You know, come on. It's cool to be tough, but you still want to be.
Are you a goalie? No, I'm a third baseman.
Wear your masks. Wear your masks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, wear your mask. So, anyways, she got her face like rocked pretty hard, but the girl or the woman is tough, right? Because it only knocked her out for 6 days. It broke her freaking nose.
Hold on, you said it knocked her out for 6 days?
Yeah, she was in a coma for 6 days. No. Actually, no. Quite the opposite. Actually,
took her out of the game. For 6 days.
It did take her out of the game, but it didn't like take her out of the game.
Yeah.
She actually was in there, kind of like tried to deal with it for a while, and then like walked off the field. But you know, a broken nose is a broken nose, and everybody who's ever broken the nose has seen a broken nose and a lot of blood
and black eyes
nose.
generally. When you
so she got raccooned out a little bit. She had the butterfly thing over the top. But anyways, she was back in on the diamond in about 6 days. But anyway, she's coming back and she's a stud, and I'm pretty sure she's gonna basically lead the charge on that infield. Plus, I think she's a badass hitter too. I don't have her stats in front of me right now, but I'm pretty sure Riley McCoy is a badass hitter.
I think we have quite a few badass hitters.
Yeah. Butler, did you ever talk about Alon Butler?
I have not.
From Cal, transfers?
Coming in as a senior. Coming in as a senior from California. She's a pure game changer, man.
Yep.
She's got a .361 batting average, 10 home runs that last year. Here's the crazy part, is she put up a career high 6 RBIs in one game.
Yeah.
Against the Ducks.
So, I mean, if you can't beat them, you have them join you.
Well, that's exactly what Lombardi said. She said, if you can't beat them, we're going to sign her. So that's what she did. So we got some definite sluggers, man. Addison Amaral. We're going to go with Amaral.
Leader of the Fighting Irish offense.
Pretty much replaces Paige Sinicki there in the shortstop.
Yeah.
365 batting average, 9 home runs.
43 RBIs. Yep. Sorry, Notre Dame. We just took your number one hitter from your team, but guess what? Go Ducks. So moving on, we got Amari Harper, right? Texas A&M. Now, for those of you that don't realize Texas A&M, all right. First of all, it's not Texas Tech, but Texas A&M. Yeah. I'm pretty sure for a lot of last year it was ranked number 1 in the country. Okay, they were. I think going into the World Series tournament last year, they were the number 1 seed going into that tournament. And I want to say, I could be wrong, but I think Liberty knocked them out.
When she was with Texas A&M, she had a 421.
Dude, 421 on one of the top teams, if not the top team in the country. And Oregon Ducks are like,
we'll take her too.
You know what?
We'll take her too.
Yeah, .536 on base percentage. So yeah, Amari Harper. Another thing about her is that she set the SEC record for 6 RBIs in one game against Texas, similar to
Butler, who did that against Oregon.
So apparently, Melissa Lombardi likes RBIs against big time teams, especially her own. So yep. So we can't cover the Ducks without talking about Maddie Milhorn. She is an incoming freshman based out of Vancouver, Washington, and she used to play for the Northwest Bullets. So some of you might recognize the name. She's a 5'11" right-handed pitcher, and she's nasty. I mean, we're talking really low ERAs. For example, her senior year, I'm pretty sure she had a .46 ERA, which is ridiculous. Talking about striking out 235 batters while allowing just 29 hits and 107 innings pitched. You know, and she's been doing that all the way since she was a freshman. Like, it's just crazy. We're talking like really high, near 500 batting averages, tons of RBIs, crazy slugging percentage. This girl's an absolute beast, and she's going to be a force to be reckoned with for the next several years at Oregon. While she was at Skyview High School, they went 95-8 overall in 4 years. So watch out for Maddie Milhorn. She's going to be a serious player in the upcoming years, if not this year. So the Oregon Ducks are stacked, and I'm really excited. I know we're definitely going to go down and watch some games this season. Unfortunately, like Lily Brooks, who's the D1 slapping coach that we've been using for Ziva, who shout out to Lily Brooks in Santa Clara.
Hi, Lily.
What's up? Unfortunately, they're not going to be playing Oregon Ducks, and I'm not even so sure they're playing Oregon State. And if they are playing Oregon State, it's like down to Santa Clara. But we were really hoping to go to one of their games. We might just have to go down there and watch it because I know Ziva really wants to go watch her mentor and coach play.
It's going to be really exciting. There's a little bit of dynamic that's going to change, I think, in my opinion. Anyways, it looks like we're going to change dynamics from a small ball club to playing slugging them out there, and more and more doubles and RBIs.
Yeah,
and a little less small ball, so it's going to be very exciting.
You're talking about the Ducks?
Yeah,
because a lot of you don't realize it, but the Lushnar sisters, I think it's Lushnar.
Yeah,
Lushnar. I think it's Lushnar. Lushnar sisters are gone.
See ya.
And those girls were badass. Like I think it was Kai was like the ultimate slapper, pretty much guaranteed to get on base every time. She kind of had that controversial thing where she was like stealing and she lifted her foot off like an inch off the bag before she replanted and got called out. So here they are calling that an out. But then when like Teagan Kavan pulls her foot off the plate and puts it back down before she pushes off, oh no, that's fine. That's a legal pitch. And it's like, hey, NCAA umpires, be consistent. Yeah. That's all we want. We just want consistency. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, it's gonna be like that in like all sports, man. They're all like that.
But I mean, that's all you want, though, is consistency,
that's what
right?
You want.
Like I don't care if your box is crappy blue. I don't care. Just be consistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the Ducks. So that's going to be a crazy D1 season. I'm really excited, and it's gonna be interesting to see like how much the numbers improve from last year to this year, because I know how much they improved from the year before to this year as far as viewing numbers. Yeah,
I'm looking forward.
The season starts when?
It starts February 5th.
February 5th is when it starts. So that's why we're getting this podcast done. Yeah, because we got to get this done and out. Yeah, before the season starts. Otherwise, we're gonna look like idiots. Yeah, so
and that just may be anyways.
Yeah, I mean, we're bucket dads.
We are bucket dads.
Yeah, it is what it is. So,
so anyways, to wrap up the thing on the D1, my biggest thing that I'm looking forward to is that Red River rivalry is going to be between Oklahoma and Texas Longhorns, and that's going to be what I'm looking forward to seeing. And I really want to see how Texas Tech plays into that whole thing, and hopefully, not really hopefully, but I think they're going to come in and really surprise us and maybe put a stomp to both them guys. The SEC is stacked, and of course, we want to see the Ducks go Ducks.
I think that you're right about that matchup, and I think that the thing that we're going to be really shocked, and we're not really shocked. I'm not going to be shocked. I think Tennessee is going to rock a bunch of people this year.
Oh heck yeah!
I think Tennessee is really going to just come out and be dominant.
I think also
as long as all the players stay healthy, because I mean, I'm not saying that they're a one-trick pony, but having Carlin Pickens as your ace definitely gives you a major boost. And if you lose that pitcher,
there's so many dynamics to think about too, with the transfer portal being one of the major things here, because you can have superstars on Monday, lose them on Tuesday, and sign some other superstars by Thursday. Or some flops.
Yeah.
But I also believe with the AUSL becoming more popular, I believe that the D1 level is going to become much, I mean, I don't know if it can become more like hardcore, but eventually a lot of women that are getting out of college are going to have the opportunity to go play professional ball.
Yeah.
Right. And so they're not going to be staying around as long as, maybe they get the opportunity to move on a little quicker. I don't know.
Yeah. And the other thing too is that because of the AUSL, now a lot of these seniors, I'm not saying that this happens, but I'm assuming it probably happens. But like your senior year, it's like the last year. You would think that all of them would like play to like their optimum potential and like play their hearts out. But more than likely, I think a lot of these D1 seniors are starting to like plateau and maybe fall off a little bit because they feel the incoming. They're not as inspired to stay driven. I'm not saying they're not driven more than like a D2 player.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that they're not as hungry because it's kind of coming to the end. But the AUSL makes them really
hungry, right?
Super hungry.
That's exactly
so
what
they're trying to ball out hard.
100%.
You know?
100%.
So it's gonna be cool to watch.
Right on.
Just want to say, if you guys watched this far, thank you so much for listening and watching and enjoying and laughing with us. And make sure if you forgot, smash that like button.
Free.
Subscribe.
How much does it cost?
Nothing.
Oh yeah. One more major important thing I wanted to throw off in the very beginning of the show.
What?
Here at Bucket Dads, we do not discriminate against anyone for age, race, sexual
Ethnicity.
identity,
Yeah.
creed,
Religion.
lack thereof religion,
Exactly.
age, disabilities.
Nope.
Like, we don't give a F what you look like.
Yeah.
We care about making your softball player a better softball player. And we care about just watching this whole thing grow as a community. So definitely, this is for everybody.
Yes. And I just want to say thank you so much for those of you who have joined the fam so far and subscribed
you
and
guys are badass.
are helping us grow, because guess what? It's working.
Yeah, you guys are badass, man.
It's
Thank
working. Yep. All right. You guys have a good night. Peace out.
you. Boom.
Hey, 6 a.m. The dew is on the grass. Got a cooler in the truck and some steel in my glass. I'm sitting on a plastic 6 gallons of pride with a daughter on the rubber and the devil inside. You see us lined up, a row of grizzled sights. Nervous energy burning like the stadium lights. We look like quiet giants, just minding our own. But touch a hair on my princess, you wish you stayed home. Cause with the balls in the bucket, yeah, we pack them in tight. We're the kings of the dirt, we're the kings of the fight. They're heavy, they're yellow, they're solid as stone. Just like the pair that we claim as our own. You think you're a man, you ain't seen nothing yet. Until you cross a bucket there, that's a losing bet. Leather on the palm, thunder in the soul. We put the balls in the bucket, that's how we roll. I see you in the bleachers, running your mouth, talking smack about a strike zone while the game's going south. Keep behind the keyboard, keep it on the screen. Cause out here in the sunlight, things get real mean. I got a Louisville slugger in the back of the Ford, and a temper that's shorter than the scoreboard. I'm a girl dad, a protector, a wolf in the chair. If you're looking for trouble, buddy, it's right there. And we're the last ones you want on your bad side, son. By the time the third inning is over and done, we invented tough, we patented grit. So if you're looking for mercy, this ain't it. We're alpha by nature, but we sit here and wait. Perched on 6 gallons right at the gate, cause we got the big one. 6 gallons of don't tread on me. Keep talking, keyboard warrior. I'll be right here on my oversized throne, waiting. Cause we the balls in the bucket.